This is question number 10 on the August 2023 Regents, and this involves the exterior angle theorem as well as the triangle inequality theorem. So let's take a look at this question. This multiple choice question says in triangle ABC, side B is extended through C to D, and if the measure of angle A equals 30 degrees and the measure of angle ACD equals 110 degrees, what is the longest side of triangle ABC? So the first thing that should really jump out with you at this question is that there is no picture. Whenever there isn't a picture, you should be drawing a picture. So it's telling us that we have this triangle ABC. So let's start there. Let's draw a triangle, and let's call it, I'm just going to erase the center for us. Let's call it A, B, C. Now, please keep in mind that I don't care where A is, where B is, or where C is. This is your triangle. As long as it's ABC, we're fine. Now it says side BC is extended through C to D. Now that could be really, really tough to imagine, but think about it. It's saying side BC is extended through C. So that's important. So this line is going through C. Let me do it in a different color actually so you can watch me do it. This is extending through C, and over here there is this other point D somewhere, okay? Now it's giving us some angle measures. It's telling us the measure of angle A is 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees here. It's telling us the measure of angle ACD, which is this angle over here, is 110 degrees. Remember that middle letter is telling us the vertex of our angle. And it wants us to determine what the longest side of triangle ABC is. So what we're going to do is we're going to angle chase here. We're going to use the information given to us to find all missing values that we can possibly find, and then we're going to determine the answer to this question. So in this case, you're probably aware, or hopefully aware, that I have a triangle and I have a straight line, okay? If I was to look just in this triangle, so if I was to take a shape, I always hate doing this because I feel like it's always messy, but if I was to cover up that outside and just look at the triangle, that triangle doesn't give me enough information to find any missing angles. It's just that 30, I don't really know what to do with it. So I do need to start with this 110, but this 110 is very helpful because it is a linear pair with this angle ACB, right? And we know that linear pairs are supplementary. So what that means is that those two angles have to add to 180 degrees. So if we take 180 degrees and we subtract, let me just make that a little bit thicker, 180 degrees, and we subtract 110 degrees, we get 70 degrees left, which means that this inside angle here is 70 degrees. And that's great because now we can look inside that triangle, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and put this arrow here, and I'm going to remind you that it was linear pairs that helped me to make that equation. So linear pairs are supplementary. Okay? And now I'm going to take a look at the angles inside that triangle. So inside a triangle, we know that angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees as well, right? And those are those interior angles. Okay, so now we know that those three angles, the one that I don't have and the 70 and the 30, all have to add to 180. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say 30 plus 70 is how much? And that's 100. So if I take that away from 180, I know that I have 80 degrees left in that triangle. So now I know that this is 80 degrees. If you're thinking to yourself, we could have used the exterior angle theorem here, you absolutely could have. So for my kids who really remember that exterior angle theorem, 110 should be equal to 30 plus 80. Those two inside remote interior angles add to that third on the outside. But this was just a workaround for that. So I'm going to back it on up. Okay, now we have to take it back to actually answering this question. It wants to know what the longest side in triangle ABC is. So let's zoom in. Triangle ABC is right here, right? It has these three angles inside of it. And we need to know that the longest angle is across from the longest side. So if I take a look at what my biggest angle is, it's that 80 degrees. And across from that 80 degrees, or the one side that 80 degrees does not touch, is this side AC. So that leaves me with my final answer that AC is my longest side. This is a great example of how you need multiple steps in order to answer a multiple choice question, and it's really helpful and effective to draw a picture if one's not given to you. If you have any questions, you know where to find me.